Hey guys, it's Krystle, and today's video is probably the most requested one so far on this channel. It's the long-awaited follow-up to my mini-series on the Telluride Association Summer Program, or TASP, where I talked about how I was accepted and what it was like there. I definitely think that TASP was a boost on my Columbia applications and acceptance, along with the other activities that I did, so I'll link those videos in a blog article I wrote about it down below. And if this is your first time hearing about TASP, I would recommend watching the other videos first so you can get a better idea of what it is I'm talking about. And while you're there, you may notice that I have my own school and college counseling company, so if you guys need any help with anything throughout this whole crazy college prep process, you can feel free to follow me on all my social media and get in touch with me for anything. Also, I'm just about to get to 200,000 views on Quora, where I answer questions all the time, so if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to just check it out there for all the answers. I'm here for you! So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. I'd love for us to get to 250 subscribers, and I know that we can get there really soon. I'm here to make the kind of content that I wished existed when I was applying for TASP and college and everything, and I know that we can build this together, you guys.
Don't need a lot of friends, need a few real people.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar with TASP, you can check out the other two videos that I made about it to learn more, but the biggest thing to know if you're hearing about it for the first time is that TASP has two application stages, and if you pass through the first stage, then you get to have an interview which can last up to 2 hours, and that's conducted by TASP alums, which I am. And because of this really crazy intensive application process and their acceptance rate, which is in the single digits, TASP is seen in some circles as kind of a golden ticket to top colleges like the Ivy League, because the alums tend to have a really good track record of getting into these top colleges. There are so many people out there who are exactly where I was in high school who really want to get into TASP, not just for the boost in college apps, but also for the amazing experience it offers and just for a sheer interest in and love of learning, and I'm making this video today for those people, so hopefully we can figure out how to help you guys knock your TASP interviews out of the park. I do want to say that I'm filming this video from the perspective of someone who did successfully go through the process. Later this month, I'm actually going to be an alumni interviewer myself for the first time, so I'm really excited about that, but this interview is from the perspective of someone who went through what all of you guys are just about to. However, if you want personalized interview tips and feedback, you can always feel free to get in touch with me at my email, info@myibeducation.org. So I'll start with an overview of what my interview process was like, and be sure to stay tuned to the end because that's when I'm going to be giving you guys my biggest tip for helping you ace your own. So my interview took place in a cafe about 30 minutes from where I live. Since TASP has alumni interviewers all over the world, they can usually make it work to find someone close to you. Now, at the time, I didn't really know all that much about what was going on in the world outside of my high school and schoolwork, just because I was always so busy with that, so I really didn't have much time to brush up. So that's something that I really focused on before my interview, just brushing up on current events and knowledge of the world. And I also made sure to really go over my essays from the first part of the application beforehand as well, because so many of the questions that the interviewers ask are based right off of what you've already written before. On the day of, I had two interviewers. One of them was actually still in college. One of them had a computer and was taking notes. I think they had my application pulled up so they could refer to it. Now, the thing is, each interview is so personalized to the taskapplicant because so many of the questions come from what you've already written in your essays for the first round. But because of that, you can kinda expect what kinds of things they might be focusing on to ask. So, for example, I had gone to the Stanford University Online High School, and it was pretty clear that my interviewers were trying to figure out if I was some sort of asocial recluse or something like that. They were asking a lot about the structure of online school and if I had ever been in a group environment with a lot of people my age before. Thankfully, I had kind of expected this because, online school, kinda unusual, so I was prepared. I had also gone to music camp the summer before, so I was ready to talk about that and how I had definitely had experience with being around and living with plenty of people my own age. Also, for those of you who have read my essays, which are linked in the description box of my first TASP video, you guys will know that I took a little bit of an unconventional approach to some of the essay questions. On my application, the third essay question had asked about a significant conflict that I had had with a peer, and I hadn't exactly had any conflicts. So I wrote about how that in and of itself was a conflict because it meant that I wasn't putting myself out there enough. Something about how strong people make waves and all that sort of thing. So, because I hadn't actually answered the question, of course, my interviewers zeroed in on that. They asked me how maybe even if I hadn't necessarily had a significant conflict, had a classmate in one of my online classes ever said something that made me completely reevaluate the way I thought about something. I really had to think on the fly for that one, but they were really nice and they let me have a moment to just stare at the ceiling and think about how to respond. They also gave me a chance to ask about TASP and what the classes and the atmosphere were like there. So for example, when you apply for TASP, you have to list the seminars that they offer in your order of preference, and then they choose whether or not they actually want to give you your first choice seminar or not. So I asked the interviewers whether or not they had gotten their first choices, and one of them had gotten her fourth choice, and another had gotten her third. But because TASP is very deliberate about which people they put into which seminars and the kinds of communities they create, they both ended up loving what they were learning anyway. So that was really reassuring to hear, but actually I ended up getting put into my first seminar, which was really exciting for me, and it was just a marvelous experience. You guys can check that out in my other video though. So that's my TASP interview story. Decisions came out almost exactly a month later, on May 1st, and it was truly one of the happiest days of my life. And I want that for you guys. I want you to feel the same excitement that I felt when getting in, and the same amazing experiences that I had when I was actually there. So I'm going to end this video with my biggest tip for you guys in your interviews, which is, drumroll please, practice beforehand. And when I say practice, I don't just mean in private or with an audience of your stuffed animals. I'm of the opinion that a stuffed animal audience is definitely valid, but you do want to get some feedback and get an idea of people's facial expressions and reactions when you're talking to them. I practiced a ton with my mom before she sent me off for my interview, and that really helped me solidify my answers to some of the things I thought they might ask. Just common interview questions like, tell me about yourself, and what are your strengths and weaknesses, all that kind of thing. I also combed pretty closely through my essays and short answers from the first round of applications, since I wanted to make sure that I was really up to date on whatever they might ask me about them. For example, one of the short answers asks you to list the books that have had the biggest impact on you in your life, so I made sure to really brush up on the ones that I had listed before going in there, and I even reread some of them, just in case the interviewers wanted to ask me about their themes or something like that. You never know when a book or something else you list might be one of your interviewer's favorite things in the whole world, so you want to make sure that you go in there knowing your basics. Once again, practicing with an actual human being is necessary. I really wouldn't call this part of the process optional at all. Like, if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this video, this is it. You can always get in touch with me, and I'd be happy to help you guys practice and prepare for the interview over Skype or something like that. And I can give you personalized interview help too, but definitely don't slack on this part. Practicing in front of a live audience can make the difference between whether you freeze up or whether you go in there feeling cool, calm, and collected. So there you guys have it. TASP does only accept around 3% of its total applicants, and as more people apply each year, that number is going down. So don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you want help with getting in. I loved my time at TASP, and I want all of you guys to have those same amazing experiences that I did, so I'm rooting for you. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more exclusive content on all things TASP, summer programs, colleges, and more. As a small YouTuber, every subscriber means an insane amount to me, and I can't even tell you guys how much I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post, and let me know down in the comments below how your interview went. I can't wait to keep working with you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hey guys, it's Krystle, and today, hey guys, it's Krystle, and today's video, today I'm going to be, you may notice that I have my own school and college. If you guys need help with anything throughout this whole crazy college prep And while you're if you guys have any questions